Good morning. What I want to show you today is SD WAN, in particular the VeloCloud SD WAN. Now, this is a technology that Lantelligence has been promoting for a long time. And although we've vetted it multiple times, I just want to bring up a personal experience to show you how it's been working. And this is regards to the home workers and the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of you may or may not know, but I often will work between home and the office on a regular basis using my ShoreTel, or now MyTel, remote worker phone using the Edge Gateway. And up until the pandemic, I could work hours on end, never had an issue with any quality. I do have a cable connection, and as I will show you, when everybody started to come and work from home, and the kids being home during the day, it changed from the bandwidth being consumed on a shared sort of connection from, during the day, which was usually pretty light because most people are at work, to now during the day was pretty busy and pretty congested, and off hours, it's not as bad. So first thing I want to point out here, and I'm looking at the interface for the VeloCloud, is I got my Cogeco cable connection. And this also provides me, and I brought this from our office to my home office because I was having such terrible issues with the quality, and obviously getting service and doing everything I can is a bit more challenging. But first thing I want to show you here is my bandwidth. And this tests the link, and this over the past 60 minutes that I have 131 meg down, should be about 120, and about 10 megs up. So that's my internet connection. And what you should know is that on a voice call, I'm running 100 kilobits, so my throughput should be minimal. But bandwidth does not make a voice call, so there are many other things that can factor in a voice call. So one of the things I'm going to point to here is what they have is called quality of experience, or the past 60 minutes. So I only have one connection here, and this is my home internet connection. And what you'll see over the past 60 minutes is, if I mouse over this, you'll see the yellow, meaning on the Cogeco cable, I've got jitter issues. Then it seems to take care of itself. Jitter, jitter, jitter. Things good. Jitter, jitter, jitter. And when I start to go into the red here, what you'll see is jitter is critical. And when you get to these points where my latency's terrible and my jitter is critical, my voice calls were not working. And anybody that's been on a call with me over the past 2 weeks, or week and a half, I guess, has complained that I'm always breaking up. So one of the things I want to show you here is the actual score, and what VeloCloud does is, this is for voice, so it's very critical. Let's say the requirements are very stringent for voice and for video. So this isn't just transactional data. This is actually telling me I'm probably getting a 4.8 out of 10, and it was even worse prior. So what happens is the VeloCloud does some remediation with latency and jitter. It'll actually, if there's bandwidth, it'll rebroadcast some of those packets and try to see if those packets will get there faster and make it there. And if not, maybe in a more consistent manner. So right now I'm up around almost a 9. The interesting thing is, if I take a look at the past, let's look at the past 12 hours. What you'll see is the trend here is that this is all really nice and clean here. But if you look, my dates start, it's Tuesday at 1:30 in the morning. Okay, it goes till about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then as it becomes, people start to come online from 8 on, it tanks again. And you can see this is much more prevalent in my local connection. This is where it actually went offline last night. I had to reset it. And if I take a look at the last 24 hours, you'll see that it's even worse because the connectivity, and again, what you'll find here is, look where it's terrible, 9 to 5, and even into the evening, and then it sort of clears up. So I've got this challenge of, there's no way I could get my voice calls to work. I could probably maybe order a DSL and see if they'll come out and install it and leave it on my driveway. And so what I've done is put the VeloCloud in at my home office, and now I'm able to actually have voice and video calls with the quality score not being as great as it could be, but it's much better to support one call, right? Because there's only one home user that's working here. So if I take a look at transactional, this is basically just web traffic. It should be fine because there's no latency delay. Video is even a higher stringency, so I can see that without this, I'm running about 2.61, which is not great. Jitter and latency will kill the video calls, and it also kills the voice calls. And you can see if I go to my voice here. So I'm still at about 8.7 over the past 60 minutes, which is impressive because if I go into one of my previous screens here, I'll find it. This is what I was looking like before. So this is when I first put it in. I was having less than 1, so I was having terrible internet. And the nice thing about this too is that I can now use this and go back to Coachco or my internet provider and say, hey, I'm having tremendous issues here. I need you to look at the line. After they asked me to reset my modem, I've actually ordered a replacement cable modem just to see if that would fix most of the issues. I know it's typically going to be their network, and this gives me great leverage to reach back to them and say, hey, here's a snapshot and here's the issues that I'm having. Please fix it. So for those who were interested and ever wondered about what SD-WAN does, even on a single instance, even a single location, if I was running a small office with just voice over IP or just UCaaS, Unified Communications as a Service, with one of the cloud telephony providers, it's going to provide the same level of sort of remediation. And again, if I had multiple connections, you'd see this skyrocket, so I could actually bring in a backup DSL, which we typically have, but I don't have that at the home office. So anyways, SD-WAN VeloCloud, lifesaver. Well, business saver. Let's not go far as lifesaver, but it keeps you working.